Hello, everyone. I know I'm a little early, and I did reschedule for tomorrow, but I'm like, well, kind of got a little bored, so I thought I'd kick on for at least a little while, see who shows up, and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Let's see if well, somewhat works. Put a different background. That one looks a little better. I'm almost 15 minutes early today. And like I said, I got a little bored and nothing much was going on here, and so oh, forgot to do something. Shout out to the two watching. Shout out to the three. Hey, custom screen. Welcome. Shout out to the 4. Just getting ready to do a spirit box session. Necrophonic. I'm waiting to see who comes in. I'll drop the link here in a second, but I think this is the right phone anyway. Yeah, this is the right phone. What happened? Hey, Arsh. Welcome, welcome. Oh, same old, same old.
Tell you what happened. I was in my room here today, and I had this box of cassettes, right? I took them out of the other room.
Yeah.
And I had a spirit jump on my webcam and mess my whole stream up. I mean, it was so foggy you couldn't even see through it.
Really?
And I had a spirit box session with the guy who had the tapes, and I found out who he was. He came to me in the spirit box session. He said his name was Ryan Martin. Okay. And he said I asked him how he died, and he said he overdosed. And he used to live in the apartment directly across from me. And he owned all those cassette tapes of all the old music, all the rock and roll music, and Aerosmith and Pink Floyd and Cream, and all the old stuff what we knew about when we grew up. Now my camera's somewhat foggy here too. And I asked him how many. I asked the spirit box session. I said the Xbox I had, the X spirit box, the one I use. I said, how many are here? And they said 9. But this one kid was saying, I seen what he looked like. He was long blonde hair. He came in my mind and showed me what he looked like. It must be a medium. He had long hair with a scrubby beard, blonde. And I said, is that you? Did you look like? He said, yes, on the spirit box. No kidding. Yeah, like that.
Oh, wow.
And I'm saying, this is blowing my mind, And I said, I want to know how he died. He told me he overdosed. And he said them were his tapes. So his last name was right on the cassette. It said Martin on the cassette. And he said, Martin, I read on the cassette, and I said, is your name last name Martin? And he says, yes, my name is Ryan Martin. I said, your name Martin, last name? Yep, like that. And he said, I was interested, so I started talking. Some guy said to me on the box, he's paranormal. That's what he said, right on the box, no kidding. And he says, you're part of the paranormal people. I said, no, I must be a male medium. I said, I'm sensitive, but I'm here. I didn't mean no disrespect. I just want to talk to Ryan. I have no disrespect against any of you guys, and just want to talk to Ryan. And then Mary Ellen showed up in the scene, started blabbing her big mouth off. I said, Mary Ellen, I'm not here to talk to you, so back off. So she stopped. And he started talking. He told me some things I didn't know. I asked him his last name was Ryan. He said, yep. And I said, do you have long blonde hippie hair with a scrubby beard? Yep, he does. I seen him in my head. He came to me. He stood right near my camera, and he just ruined the stream. He wouldn't leave. I tried to send him off. He don't want to leave. See, my camera's going crazy again. It's all getting fuzzy. He's still here.
Yeah, it is.
He don't want to leave. You know what the kind of kid he is?
Too.
You know what the whole thing, he is the kind of kid that is very quiet, no problem. But you know those kind of hippies that were very quiet in those days, or very timid. That's the kind he is. He's very timid. He's
Yeah.
not dangerous. He's timid. He stands around. He don't say much. He just wants to be part of the crowd. That's the kind of person he is. He's not dangerous to anybody. Just wants attention. He likes to be around people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like that's the kind he is. But it's crazy that it didn't come to me last time I took the tapes out. When I took them out of my other room and brought them in here, it started in. And I'm saying, what the heck is going on with this camera? And it was like, you know how you're being out on a foggy day? That's how bad my camera was going. You can see it right now, how it looks. This kid does not want to leave my room. It's unbelievable. That's what I get for being maybe I'm a male medium, I don't know, but I call myself a sensitive, but I think I'm more than that because that's all I do is draw people. And they like me, they want to leave.
Yeah, you're like their beacon. You're a light for them.
Yeah, but the craziest thing is, I never had it happen like that before. Only today. He must have been floating around outside or something. I don't know. He must have loved those cassettes because, oh my God, I'm saying, must love that music or something.
Yeah.
You know that guy that bit into that bat?
Huh.
That guy, that singer, Alice Cooper?
Yeah.
He has those tapes. Every tape in that box is Alice Cooper or some other person. He loved that music. He stuck to that music.
I follow Alice Cooper.
And that's the kind of music he had in that box. You ever heard of Ted Nugent?
Yep.
Who is he? I never heard of him.
I've heard him. He was he's still a pretty famous rock guitarist, but he mainly was famous back in the 70s and 80s. What he actually tried to do, he tried to run for president at one time, or was going to. But he has his own TV show. I think it's Call of the Wild. What he does, he takes you out on hunting trips on his ranch.
So he's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Right? He's still alive. Oh, yeah.
He loved it.
He's still alive and going.
That guy that runs in my room now loved that guy's music. He copied every song you could imagine on those cassettes. The Beatles, everything. I mean, I never seen anyone, put their life into all those tapes that he had in that box. But he got a whole tote full of tapes of every song there was of rock and roll. And then he came today. He wouldn't come to me last time, but today he just came right in. So now I know who he is. Ian Martin.
Yep.
I know what he looks like, and I know a little bit about him, but it's crazy the way he took his life. Why did he do that though? Stupid. Say he couldn't take it anymore, I guess. That's what he said. Couldn't handle it. I don't know what was the matter with him, but probably was depressed. I don't know. But he likes standing around people. Maybe he was by himself when he did it and no one was around him. But he won't leave me now. He wants to stay here with me in this room talking to you. I don't know what's going on with him. It's really funny. You gotta leave sometime, though. I even try to send him off. He won't.
Yeah.
Try to send him off in the light. He won't leave. He wants to stay put. I don't know what's the matter with him. Probably he's a lonely.
It sounds like he's attached. Yeah. I guess it sounds like he's attached to those tapes.
I know. Doesn't it look like that?
He's attached to his music.
Yeah. Well, not in my room anymore. They're out in the other room, sitting out there. So, yeah, he must be attached to him. Must have been always a life's work, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Oh, yeah. A spirit can become attached to anything, even clothing. It can become attached to.
Oh, I know. I didn't think about sage. See, I took a copy home with me. I saged it with sage afterwards. I didn't do it to the tapes, but That's why I don't pick many stuff up and take it in my house.
Yeah.
That's why I don't dumpster dive either. That's the reason I don't.
Right.
I draw spirits like a magnet.
Yeah, I know you do.
That's what this thing. Oh my God. This kid, I'm telling you. When I seen him, he looked young when I seen him, but he's kind of tall when he long hair, blonde hair, scrubby beard and everything. Must loved his music.
Yep. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he's attached to all of his music.
Yeah.
Very attached.
Yeah.
Chicken out there for you.
I'll be right back, James, all right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
So how are you, Arsh? I seen you put out another video today. Maybe I'll play you here in a couple minutes. Yeah, I'll play you here in a couple minutes, Arsh.
Oh, I'm back now, Ryan. I'm James. And Ryan, too, I'm back too. You're here still. I can't see you right now, but I know you're here. I seen you earlier, though.
It's only when I don't stop your.
What's that?
Oh, go ahead. I said
No,
it's
go
only when I don't stop your live streams is when all the exciting stuff happens.
I bring it with me, so you're seeing it here too. But I have protection, so if the protection doesn't want me, they'll send them off anyway. So
Yeah.
they always do it when he won't leave. They'll force him to leave. If they get irritated with it, say, you're going, you're getting out of here. You're going out of here. I don't have to do anything. They do it for me. I took my eye doctor home with me. He followed me home too. I didn't know he was following me. And I seen him in a full body apparition. I almost flipped out. I was just on here talking to someone, right? Looking at, no, I was on the computer looking at something. And he shuffled his feet near the door and tapped the door, you know?
Yep.
I said, what? And I said, what the heck are you doing here? He says, hi. I said, what in the heck? And I said, you know who I am. And I said, yeah, you used to be my eye doctor when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm here to say hello. I followed you. I said, I got mad. I said, you got to leave. You got to go. You got to go off in the light. Go. And he left. He didn't give me any trouble. He just left. I don't want him walking around my house. An old guy with an old gray trench coat on. Yeah, he died of that Parkinson's disease. You shake. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Parkinson's disease.
He died from that.
I think that's it.
He couldn't be an eye doctor anymore. He had too many shaking problems. He had it bad. And when I seen him in my room, he didn't have that at the time. But he got it later. Because I was seeing my other eye doctor, and he was in his office shuffling his stuff around. I heard him. And I said, I asked my eye doctor, what is all that noise? He says, well, my eye doctor, my old boss is here. And he's in the office.
Rod.
Rod's Haunted Journeys. Oh, wow, another one. Welcome to the stream.
Yep.
Nice seeing you, another friend of mine. Join my channel. My link's right above you. Like to have you for a new member. I think I'm a male medium and also a sensitive. So now I think I'm knowing what I'm in now. But he was in his office and he was shuffling his papers, and I said, I shouldn't have said this because I know if I say this, they stick to me like a magnet. I know I took him out of that. I took him home with me. So I said, hello, Dr. Cockery, how you doing? and all of a sudden, all the noise stopped. It totally gone, you know. So he attached to me, and I took him home with me, and I sent him off afterwards because he went right. I took him home. I didn't realize I shouldn't have did that because that takes you allow the spirits to attach yourself to you when you say hello to them or say their name.
Yeah.
So. And that's the funny thing. And every time I always bring excitement to your stream, don't I, James?
Yes, you do. Yeah, I just have to put Murad in my Nightbot.
Don't touch my arm.
It's easier to use a Nightbot.
Don't touch my arm. Knock it off. Don't. And what the heck's the matter with these feet? Like to tap me on my head or my arm. Stop.
It's irritating, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. They keep poking me. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. It's
You're
like having your little brother or sister sit there and just keep poking you.
I know. You're not a little kid. You're a grown man. Stop it. You're irritating me. Stop. Go find something to do. You're a spirit. Go float around the house and like a yo-yo or something. Jeez. You're not poking me now because I told him to stop. But he's attaching me. He's still in the room. Look at the camera.
Yeah, he's somewhere in there. Oh, thanks, Murad. All right, I'm going to put you in my Nightbot, Murad, and that way I can drop your link at any time.
He just joined my channel. So thank you for joining me. Can you drop his link for me, James?
Yep. I'll do that for you in about 2 seconds.
Okay, I'll put this other phone and I can pick him up and touch his arm. I'm having a hell of a day today. I am. Let me turn this other phone on. Hey, after Paranormal, welcome.
I made you into a mod, Murad. Come on, load up. Load up. Hey, Hawthorne. Hawthorne. Welcome.
I want but this phone. I can go over there. I'm going to do it on this one. Someone on this phone's working all right still. Where's my YouTube? I'll go on your stream.
You know what? I'll just do it like this.
Here we are. I got you. Here we are. I got you. Here we go. I got you.
Yeah, just gotta wait for Nightbot commands to come up, and I can add.
I got
Haunted Journeys. Murad, Haunted Journeys. Yeah, just gotta wait for Nightbot commands to come up.
Come on, shut down, phone. Jesus. Oh, there you go. I don't want to rack your channel a little bit here. I joined you now. I got you on my subscription, Mods Haunted Journeys.
I'm doing good, Hawthorne. How are you tonight? Murads, how are you? Been a while since I've seen you, Murads. I'm trying to hit your live streams. I'm trying to hit everyone's live streams.
After a while, well, if the paranormal joining my streams, if I keep seeing what's going on with me these days, this is crazy.
Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear it, Brad.
That's good, right? Shutting this other phone off.
Let's see.
Joy wouldn't come up and join us. Know that, James?
Hey, Ken, I'll drop the link again. Oops. Wrong link.
Maybe you should come up and join us.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I know, huh?
That'd be real nice. Oh, come on.
It's right there now. You put it
Command.
StreamYard. There you go. Hey, Mariah, come up and join us. Come up in the panel.
Go back here. Get that. Cut. Paste.
He'll come up in 10 minutes, he said. That's good.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Maybe after a while, we'll go out with the tapes out in the other room and leave the stream, leave this webcam alone, hopefully. It looks like it's getting a little better, but it ain't perfect yet. I swear, I thought I seen, maybe I didn't see it, I thought I seen it. I don't know.
Okay, I got to pop out for about 30 minutes, pal. We'll still be on when I get back. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be a halfer. It all depends on how many people are still left or on. I know we got 5 watching and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat. 4 or 5 in the chat. 1 up on the panel.
Come on, everybody, join us up here. Come on and subscribe to this guy, James Midnight Paranormal. I'm a talker, so you don't have to
Oh, yeah,
worry
they
about
all know. I've been connected to these guys for a long time.
it.
Oh, I'm driving on my way home. Oh, okay. Be careful, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Be very careful. That's a badass screen behind you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I all I did was type in dragons on Google, and that's what came up. That's one of the things that came up. That one and what am I? And this one.
Oh yeah. That's kind of spooky.
Damn.
Were you having trouble? Were you having trouble?
Yeah, I'm having trouble. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of problems with my Nightbot. For some reason, it's not loading correctly.
Crazy too. I think my friend is messing with your camera too. Your camera's going wacky too.
Mine's been going wacky now for a few days.
My camera's getting better. Yours is getting worse. He might have went over the
Yesterday, I could not get my green screen to work at all yesterday. Doesn't matter whose live stream I went on. This morning I went on, earlier today I went on Angel's live stream.
Yeah.
Worked perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
it worked absolutely perfect.
Hey, maybe you're hanging around with me too much. Maybe you're getting to know my spirits, my friends.
I don't know. I just invited a couple more people up that's on my text messengers. So let's see if they come up or not.
Yeah. Maybe they might chase the spirits away. Maybe someone will chase them away for you. I don't know. They're picking on you today. I can
I
tell
do.
you're really out of it. You got more spirits around you than
I
I
know
have.
they're always picking on me.
They're really picking on you today. Look at the screen behind you. Your face is all completely blurry.
Yeah. I think also what I had to cover up the camera, I duct tape. I
Oh
think
wow,
the glue off the duct tape screwed the camera up.
it could have been. Well, that's what you do is take a alcohol pad and just wipe it
Wipe it.
down. Yeah, my
I thought I
camera
had
don't have.
some. Oh, go
Well, I
ahead.
don't have to do that, man. I don't have to do nothing. I just mind my own business and get my camera messed up anyway.
Yeah, yours is always messed up. Every time I go in there, you're all blurry.
I know.
Just as soon as we start doing something, anything paranormal, everything just gets all blurry.
Hmm.
Exploring with Ginger shared my video. Thank you, Ginger. Now, are you gonna work? No, you're not gonna work. You're gonna fight with me.
Oh boy, you have one of your bad days, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
My camera's getting a little better. You can see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
you're
must
getting a
have.
little bit better.
Maybe it went out in the other room with his music. Hopefully, he went out there and let him sit with his music. I'm not bringing it in here again when I'm on a live stream again. Because man, I'm telling you, he'll sit right in my room. Won't leave. He's just consistent.
Yeah.
You got to clean your camera lens. I think that duct tape. That's the worst
Yeah,
thing
I
in
do.
front of
I get a lot of dust and everything on that.
the
Yeah, I've been
duct
getting a
tape.
lot of dust and cigarette smoke and everything all over it. Yeah.
Yeah, but also duct tape's the worst thing you put on the lens, man. It can do a lot of making the whole camera go crazy. That can do it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what did it was that duct tape because I never had an issue with it at all before that. I peeled the duct tape off one day and it started acting up on me, getting all blurry and everything. I'm like, oh man, I just bought this damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Take a little alcohol pad, and or what if you got screen cleaner, right? Get a soft cloth and spray the screen cleaner
No,
on the
the only thing I've got is I think I might have rubbing alcohol out there. I think I do. I'm not sure.
and put a light
I have to
coat
look after the stream.
on a piece of tissue paper and wipe it down with it. That'll help you out.
Yeah.
I was wondering about those tapes when I bring them home. Now I mentioned the tape here. My game was going
Yeah.
nuts. I shouldn't have mentioned them. My camera was fine, so I mentioned them. You see the camera's going crazy again. Um, and I put
Yep.
them in my house, and I said, "Oh, well, if I didn't think any something will be attached to it," and I said, "I wonder why they threw these out," you know. And after a while, something was trying to get my attention and say, "Hey, like he was trying to tell me, you want to know? Ask me." And I found out today who owned them. He had his last name Martin on the cassettes. He wrote it on with a red Sharpie, the last name Martin. And I found it was
It is possible to communicate with spirits using walkie talkies. Yeah, because they can feed right through it. It's just like a baby monitor. You can communicate with spirits using baby monitor too.
wow, I didn't know that. That's something new to me I never heard
Uh-huh.
of. Wow. That means I should buy a
Yeah,
walkie-talkie and try.
parents have caught. I had some tonight with a pair of walkie-talkies and baby mine. Yeah, you should try it because parents have caught uh, spirit voices and everything on over baby monitors, and they have almost the same frequency as most walkie-talkies. Yeah. All right, I'll make you into a mod. Haunted experiences. That way, if you want, while you're here, you drop your link. Yeah, you're gonna pick it up. You'll pick it up on walkie-talkies. But put it on. Try to have the ones that I have. I'll try to dig out mine here in a minute. Um, Mine's got the voice activation on them. So if there is something trying to come through on the other end, it will without you having to push the button. You got some Bowfing UV5R3 tri-band UHF VHF walkie-talkie tri-band for 21 pounds each. Nice. That'll work. As long as they have voice activation, where you don't have to you don't have to. I'll drop the link. Steve.
Oh, there. Yeah, I just thought I'd
Hello.
ask you what you think about them, because I originally bought these Pooh Fung ones, which are dual band, the other day. So I've been watching some Russians paranormal channels, and they've been getting some interesting responses on the walkie-talkies. So I thought I'd buy a pair. Now, when I bought them, I found that these ain't the right ones. These are dual band ones. The ones that the Russians were using was the Pooh Fang ones, which is tri-band. So I actually went and bought a pair of the tri-band ones. Now you can see the difference between them is that one does not have the band button there, while this one does. And this is a tri-band, and this is a dual band one. Now I did ask someone on YouTube, because he does a lot of ham radio stuff here. Is there a way I can actually use these without keying up? And he said, yeah, use the fob. But I've gone on the fob, turned it on to like 1, because it goes from 1 to 10. And it's supposed to stop you from like pushing the button. You can just like, put your mouth over to it and speak. Don't seem to work. So I was just wondering, like, do you know anything about walkie-talkies? Have you had any kind of like experiences with walkie-talkies with the spirit world? And if you know how to set them to like just be voice activated instead of using like your damn button all the time, because it does wear your finger down a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is very possible to use walkie-talkies to talk to the spirit world. Most certainly, they've had hundreds of experiences where parents have picked up disembodied voices on baby monitors. I mean, just ordinary, everyday, cheap baby monitors.
Yeah, I actually bought some VTech ones. I did have some other baby monitors somewhere. I don't know where the transceivers are, but I've got the handheld receivers. So I decided to get myself a VTech one. That came earlier in the week. I set that up, left it on all night long. Didn't think I'd get anything, but the following morning I was hearing voices coming through. And I did actually have my camcorder recording some of it, but because I kept getting interrupted with this voice coming through, I just got up and turned the recorder off and turned the monitor off. Now, I did upload the video. It's only a couple of voices, same voices, I think it was. And some people think, well, maybe it's not the spirit that you're picking up because, baby monitors can pick up all different kinds of transmissions, taxi cabs, two-way walkie-talkies, other baby monitors. So I'm not saying it's down to anything spiritual, but I've got that, the VTech one. I've got the radios, and I tried doing an experiment with them tonight, but all what I was getting, because I put the transmitter, the transmitter of the baby monitor in the living room, which I always feel is more active in there anyway. Then I put a walkie-talkie in there. Then I had the other walkie-talkie in here, and the receiver of the baby monitor. You could hear the slight fluctuations of the frequencies, like if something was trying to come through, but it wasn't strong enough to come through. And I had it set on 400 megahertz, and then I changed it over to 500 megahertz, and still again, there's that little fluctuation, but wasn't really picking anything up. But the baby monitor, I did pick something up the other day, and it's kind of interesting. I did, you can hear them talking, but you can't understand what they're saying. Well, I can't anyway. So I thought,
okay.
So, Steve, how long have you been in paranormal?
Since my dad died, 2011.
You see my monitor right now? My camera's all out of whack.
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking then. Sorry.
Spirit with me right now in my room, and that's what's causing all the.
I can always go back on YouTube. It kind of goes in and out, don't it? Kind of distorts.
I had a talk with the person who's doing it today.
All right.
I got his cassette tapes in my house, and I took them in my house, and he's attached to those cassettes. So I used a spirit box, and I found he had his last name on the tapes, Martin, and his first name was Ryan. I found out earlier. So,
all right. Did you find out how old he was and how long has he been there for?
He OD'd. He OD'd a while back. He OD'd. But the guy that was on the house in back of me, he was out the place they threw out on the side of the road. So I found the tapes and took them home. And I didn't know it was something attached to them until later on. So he's not dangerous. He's quiet and timid. He's no danger.
Yeah.
But
I tend to get a lot of kind of quiet, timid ones. I've had a few little mischievous little buggers, sometimes, but I don't think I'll get anything dark and demonic or evil in you. So I'm more protected, kind of thing. But I've been 11 years, but for the last couple of years, my channel went down because of, hating drama and crap like that, and stress and anxiety, illness, mental health issues. But I started coming back on and trying to get it back up and running again.
I hope you join my channel too. I'd like to have you on my channel too.
Yeah, we've called. Yeah, that's my channel name anyway.
My link's up there. You just have to look for custom screen printing.
I'm always looking for people to come on my channel, actually, have a chat about different things, like, paranormal.
I'm unusual.
Stop.
I'm unusual. I bring my spirits with me.
So how long have you been into the paranormal?
Since I was a kid, a small child.
So, by the way, my name's Steve. You are?
No, my name's Wayne.
Wayne, and
I call myself custom screen printing. I'm a t-shirt self screener.
I'm James.
James and Wayne. All right. I've got a son called James, actually, so you'll probably be a lot more easy to remember.
James and Wayne.
So how long have you been into it then, James?
I've been into it actually only for the past couple of years. I've been uploading things on YouTube, but I've been having experiences. Okay, it does work. Ever since I was a kid.
Oh, right, yeah.
I started out at my parents' house and my one neighbor's house. I used to go up on his farm all the time when I was a kid, and I used to experience things in his farmhouse as I was growing up. So that's what got me into it.
Yeah, I think what got me into it's like, I had the interest in it, since I was a kid, but I never thought like, things really existed until my dad died. Things that started happening a couple of months after he died, and the first ever EVP I ever caught was by watching a paranormal show, actually. I think it was Ghost Adventures, where they were explaining what an EVP was. And all I had to record and think on was my old mobile Nokia E5. They had a recording facility on. And because I'd been in the kitchen for a week, every time I go in the kitchen to make a cup of coffee at 9 o'clock, I kept getting tugs on my shirt. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was the kids mucking around. But if it was, I would have heard them running around, being like a wooden floor as well. I would have heard the footsteps. I would have heard them giggling and stuff like that. So one night I was watching Ghost Adventures and they explained what an EVP was. So I went out in the kitchen to make my coffee and I pressed the record button. And I just said, like, if there's any spirits here, any ghost entities or whatever, if you want to say anything, just say something now, let me know you're here or not. And I thought, I was being crazy and stupid doing that. Well, I left it recording for about 20 seconds, stopped it, got my coffee, went into the living room. Now, I'd already told my sister that, I kept getting tugs on the shirt, and she would think, oh, it's just your imagination. You're thinking the things that ain't even there. Well, I played the recording, and directly after I asked who it was, if anyone was there, I had a response, and it said, Stephen, love you, son. And it's my dad's voice. That's what got me into it. Because after that, I played it to my sister. We both broke down crying. I said, like, if I can hear his voice, then maybe I might be able to see him or hear him or, sense him. And from that day, I had sleep paralysis a couple of times. My bedroom door has been open and closed a couple of times. I could see shadows walking past the living room where I used to hang out most of the time, doing my YouTube channel. And that's how I really got started, because I believe it was my dad's voice I heard. And I wanted to learn more about, if it's true that it was my dad's voice, if it was something from the afterlife. So that's how I mainly got into it, It's kind of things that is interesting and we don't understand. Like, when someone dearly does pass, you still think of them. You want to know what happens to them when they pass away. Do they go, to another dimension? Do they go to heaven, hell? Were they good, bad people? And my dad was always a loving person. He never really gave us a hiding unless we deserved one. And he always used to love coming up for barbecues and parties and stuff like that at the old place where we used to live at, and that's where it started. And that's kind of like comforting, knowing that he was around. He was able to communicate with you, saying that he loved you, that even though he was dead. And I just wanted to learn a lot, a little bit more, and I started buying equipment and making my own equipment as well. So,
yeah.
But it's interesting, because you just want to know, if your loved ones are still around you, and if they've crossed over, or if they're willing to stay and look after you and protect you and stuff like that. If you've got a relative that hated you, are they going to be there to cause you problems? So,
yep. But we've always had activity on my parents' house. We had a lady that we would see quite frequently. A lady with long dress.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman that looked like he had like a cowboy style hat, a long jacket. When my uncle died, the only thing that we had left from him when he died was his wallet and a picture of him, one picture, and we kept them, and the activity just kept getting more active. Everything just got more active. When we got rid of them, it started to calm down. We're right back as usual. Like lights turn on and off on their own. TV turn on and off on their own. Things like that. But when he was, I know it was him because he was always a prankster. He would open and close doors. He would move things. You put something down on the table, he would move it. Come back and be a completely different spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I've not actually. I don't think I've seen a full blown apparition. I've caught stuff on camera. Like the first thing I ever caught was like a figure of a man walk, because I was in the cemetery, just like this was a few probably months after that he was pleading with Dad, and I started thinking, well, let's go start doing some cemetery work and see if I can get anything down there. And I took a camera down, which I bought, and I was just taking random shots. I didn't think I was going to get anything actually. I didn't have hardly any equipment. So I went home. I bought myself a new audio recorder. See if that would, give me some decent EVPs. And I'd actually went down on a push bike, brand new push bike I bought. And after I'd been down there that day, I came home, and two things that kind of like, really came out at me was there's a photo of a man strolling. He had like a long black coat and a hat. Know the wrestler, The Undertaker? He assembled like him.
Yeah.
He had like a long black coat and a hat, just like The Undertaker, yeah, the wrestler. And that kind of like stuck out to me. And then also on EVP, I heard a voice of a little boy say, "I like your bike." And I thought, whoa, that's crazy, hearing a voice of a little boy saying, "I like your bike." So I stuck the photo up on YouTube, Facebook, asking if anyone can verify on what I'm seeing. And some guy who reckons is a photographer, professional photographer, he put it through some filters and stuff like that. And he said, what you call is a spirit of a person, dressed as like an actual undertaker, because it's like early, I think, I can't remember if it said early or late Victorian, when they used to wear clothes like that, and they used to kind of like patrol the cemetery to make sure there weren't no grave robbers around. So he said that, that wasn't no human you caught, you picked up a spirit person there. So I thought, well, and then they say like the little boy, saying, "I like your bike." So I thought I'd go back there again a couple of days later, which I did do. And I remember where I asked that question, where I got that EVP from the little boy. So I just, done a little session saying, "Right, I heard a little boy say, 'I like your bike. Can you tell me what your name is, please?'" And I'll just leave the recording. I don't actually do the recording and play it back straight away. I'll wait until I get home to review them. So I didn't think I got anything in return. But when I got home, I heard the little boy say his name, because I asked, "What is your name? If that little boy's here, can you give me your name?" So he gave me his name, and I also asked where his headstone was, and he said left 3. I heard it say left 3 after I asked him where his headstone was. So I decided to go down there again another time, and I took some toys with me, and I went back to the same location where I remember asking the EVPs, and I thought, right, it said left 3 down, and I remember his name was Harry. So I went left 3 headstones down, and guess what? There's a little boy's headstone, Harry, aged 8, 3 headstones down. So I just left him some toys, and I didn't go back there for a little while. Probably about 2 years later, but I didn't get anything from him. But I will be going down there again, because I think that time was about 7 years ago. So I do want to go back down and see if I can contact him again, taking some more toys down. But they were some of the most interesting EVPs I got from a little kiddie. Technology nowadays is like, amazing what you can get. But no, some people will tend to say, well, hang on a minute, because you got a name, it could have been someone shouting out, their kid's name. They could have been out playing, and you might have just heard like someone say, call their kid Harry, it's time to get in, but all you picked up was Harry. Well, hang on a minute, that can't be, because it said 3 down, and I went 3 down, and there's a little boy's headstone with Harry on it. So people will kind of like think that you're faking it and lying about it, shit, stuff like that. But when you can actually prove it and show it on video, which I did do, it's kind of amazing that they can use certain technology nowadays. How they can do it, I don't know, because there's been stories where people from like the 1800s, well dead and buried, kind of thing, and they come through like electronic equipment, don't they? So how can they learn and understand today's technology when they never had them in the 1800s? Kind of crazy, really.
Very fascinating.
Oh, wow.
I think what happens in the spirit world, if someone wants to communicate with you from days back, and someone has already communicated you from a ghost box or an EVP recorder, I think they must be able to communicate with someone in the spirit world who knows how to operate that equipment, and they can actually teach them how to operate that equipment, how to in some way manipulate it, and teach them how to come through a ghost box or an EVP recorder, even though they didn't have them like in the 1800s. I'm pretty sure there are spirits out there who are willing to help, older spirits to communicate.
Yeah. Now, what kind of equipment do you normally use? I mean, what kind of spirit boxes? Do you use dowsing rods?
I have
what
used
kind of cameras?
I've got a lot of cameras actually. I've got night vision ones. I've actually just hacked a few of these little ones actually to full spectrum. Took the filter out, and these are now full spectrum ones. If there's enough battery power in it, which there isn't on that one.
I got to charge mine up.
Push it on, that's why. If I turn my light off, these are just normal action cams, but taking the filter out, I don't even see that, but it goes to like a purpley colour, and that's just by taking the lens out and taking the little filter out. So I never know what I'm doing half the time. I've actually busted 3 of these just to get 2 working. But I think that with different type of filters, they can actually come through, and you can pick up different kind of things through different filters, like different frequencies on the radio stations as well. Because all that is just a different filter. Like if you can pick up something in night vision, what can you pick up in full spectrum or some other form of spectrum of light?
Yeah, nice. I just use trail cameras. I have night vision, and I use Sony camera, and I got another camera too. I don't really remember what the brand of it is. Maybe I'll go and grab that.
Yeah, I've got some Sony Handycam ones, which are night vision. I've got some basic standard camcorders, which are night vision. Then something like this. That's got night vision on. I've got this one here. That's got night shot on. That's got night vision on it. And while I don't use this for taking video, what I normally do is I take this in the living room, because my living mirror used to give me a lot of decent images on camera. I could just take a photo and on like review you can see like images of spirits. Like the most interesting one I got was a Victorian couple walking hand in hand. I'm thinking, well, how the hell am I picking this up? You know, some people will probably say pareidolia. You know, it's pixelization. You think what you're seeing, but when you got like, you know, you show people and they give you the same answer that you are, that can't be pareidolia, is it? You know, they're telling you what they're seeing, what you're already seeing. So you see a hand-in-hand couple from a Victorian time, and you just show a person that photo, and they say, well, that looks like, you know, a Victorian couple walking hand in hand. Then, you know, it's kind of amazing in one way, isn't it, really? I've caught a load of stuff on this camera. But I've never used it as like, you know, doing video on it.
Did you take a picture of it, Joe?
Sorry?
Did you take a picture of it, Joe, with your camera?
Yeah. I always take pictures with this one. No, I've got other cameras. Like I've not really taken pictures on this one. I've just taken video on these ones.
That's
I've
cool.
got a couple of videos to upload on that one. But, you know, some of the cameras I have got, you know, even full night vision ones, the old camcorders, Sonic hand camcorders, which I've got one over there. Always pick one nearly. But these ones here, these have got night vision. Night vision
nice.
is on the switch there. But even though it's got night vision, it doesn't pick up much for a distance. So you've got to use like IR lights. So I have something like, where is it? So I've just like constructed like something like this where it's got two red lights and the camera like that.
Okay.
And if I go out, you know, at least it gives me a bit more lighting.
Yeah.
I've ordered another kind of light on Amazon that you can change from, you know, different colours, from white, yellow, green, blue, purple. So I'm just trying to like experiment that when it gets here, see if like, you know, a different colour spectrum of light can pick up more in one spectrum than it does on another one. Because like, although you can pick stuff up on ultraviolet, you know, which is a purple colour, could you pick up the same image or other images in a spectrum of light being yellow, green, blue, orange? So that'd be interesting to find out. It's always good to experiment with different things.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You know, ghost boxes, you know, I don't mind ghost boxes, like, but I think that some of them are a bit crappy. Like, you know, I had the SP7, never got with, you know, I just was not getting nothing with it. I had it for about 4 or 5 years and I decided to sell it. I've got the SP11, which still I don't really like. I think the best one I've got is the Sandium DX250. I used to get loads of stuff on that one, loads. Then I bought myself an Amiga little radio, and with that one you have to use an external speaker. And I hacked that one, and I gave a couple to Living Dead Paranormal, the Foreign Brothers, and they get crap loads of stuff on there. I mean, blinding, you know, feedback on that. So, but then I started like trying to learn how to build stuff like EM pumps and static detectors and sensors and infrared detectors and stuff like that. I was the first one, I think, to put sound on the K2 meter 9 years ago.
Nice.
So I talk too much. I am a bit of a talker. So if I'm talking too much, you say shut up.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll just check out your channel anyway.
Yeah, you can check out like from 2013 to up to 2015. I had so much stuff going on there. so
You're an
much.
interested person. You are. Talk on. You're
I
really
had,
interested.
we used to do, a few of us used to do these murder mysteries and unsolved cases, like with Alicia Lamb, talking about Alicia Lamb, Sandra Bland, Elizabeth Tate, I think her name was, and stuff like that. I was actually in the middle, just starting to stream one night, and I had some new Wi-Fi cameras which I was testing out. And as I started to stream, one of the new Wi-Fi cameras just suddenly went offline. And I went, oh no, here we go. And the person I was talking to said, why, what's the matter? I went, one of the Wi-Fi cameras just gone offline. I went, oh, hang on, it's coming back on now. And just as it came back on, this great big bright kind of black figure appeared in front of the camera and disappeared. And we caught it on video.
Wow.
But
Cameras.
cameras are crazy, like, you know, especially like night vision ones.
Yeah. Now the cameras that I use, like my night vision, are these. You strap them like, well, to a pole, tree, whatever. Trail cams.
Yeah, I've
not
got
bad.
one.
You work great. I've tried them out. Oh, do you? Now this
I've
guy
got
here,
one.
I have two of them. This guy here, good for low light.
Yeah.
External, like external
like
microphone. Matter of fact, I did a farmhouse and I caught an EVP on this microphone. Now my other camera, the one I just bought, this is my Sony. This is like my baby. I love this thing. I just bought this too. Works great. Works good for low light, but get too low and it's pretty much rendered helpless.
I think with equipment, though, some people tend to go out and buy the most expensive equipment just to try to catch something. When I find that some of the cheaper stuff is better than the expensive stuff. Now, I don't like spending out a lot of money on equipment because I can't afford to. But, you know, if you compare with some of the cheap night vision camcorders, they can work a lot better than a camcorder, which could cost like £200 or £400. You know, then you could go out and buy a night vision camcorder for like just under £100, and you're still going to probably get the same kind of like stuff than the other one we could get. Sometimes you might get better on the cheaper one than you do with a more expensive one.
Sometimes, yeah, definitely. This DVC I have right here, that's not a bad camera, but it's got like the well, you remember the old VHS camcorders?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same kind of picture. This puts out pretty much the same kind of video that the VHS camcorders used to put out.
I've got one down here, but it's so heavy. I took out an investigation, and it was so heavy I decided to stop using it. But this is the 8mm one. And we took it out on an investigation, me and a friend of mine, because I invited a friend down. And it has actually got a LCD screen on it. But the thing is, with this one, when you was actually doing video on it, you had to really kind of pan it very slowly, like so. Because if you went like that, it's so out of focus and distorted, it's unbelievable. But if you had it dead still, and it wasn't being moved, great picture. But I don't use this anymore. Because I don't go out and do any outside paranormal investigation anymore because I've got no one to do it with. And it's not being so much scared. You know, I used to be afraid of the dark, being out on my own. But I started doing some bushcrafting, and I was given permission on some land to build a shelter. And I started staying over, overnight inside the shelter, just to try to confront my fear of being out on my own. And although I was in the shelter, like a little shack I built, at least I could lock myself in, kind of thing. Because I was, in woodlands, but I didn't like to go out in the dark because I didn't know what could be roaming around in the dark in the woodlands. You might get some weird crazed axeman, waiting outside, for you to open the door and jump in and chop your head off or something, kind of thing. And that's what I'm quite afraid of. And no, I don't know where you are, but I'm in
Welcome back, Catherine.
Sorry? So I live in the UK, right? I live in Surrey. Now, there's not a lot of cemeteries around here you can get in at night time because they've got 10-foot walls and quite big gates and stuff like that and security cameras. So you can't really get in at night time. There is one which doesn't have any walls, but it's only a small cemetery, and that's over at Mitcham in Surrey, which I can easily get to any time I want, and I have done it a couple of times. But the thing is, there's always those hidden dangers when you go out at night time on your own. There's always the thought that someone might come up to creep up to you and mug you and steal your equipment to go out and sell it to buy drugs and alcohol and all that kind of stuff, or you could trip over and seriously injure yourself, knock yourself out, and you might not be found for days even. You could even fall over and smash your head on a headstone and kill yourself. There's hidden dangers out there. So I don't really like to be out on my own. There's a few little parks I've done on my own a couple of times.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Captain Paranormal is asking where you are in the Ukraine, UK.
Mitcham.
Mitcham. Because he's from the UK.
Yeah, I'm in Mitcham, Surrey. So I used to do some paranormal stuff with a guy who lived down there, Sidcuff, but he's moved. So I don't really get a chance to do anything with anyone else. My nephew used to do it, but he had to, he died twice, actually. And I remember when he first died, I said to him, look, don't have to ask me anything, but did you see anything when you died? He said, no, just blackness. So he doesn't want to do paranormal anymore. So for me to get out and do paranormal stuff, it's kind of hard. But, everything, people always say, you're going to get, a lot of paranormal stuff at night time, which I believe is kind of true, but you can also get it during the daytime as well. It's not just all night time. You can get it during the daytime, depending on the conditions, the weather. If it's dry, sunny, wet, or whatever. They do say if you've got a thunderstorm on the way, you can get some pretty interesting paranormal activity at a haunted location because the thunderstorm's giving that energy in it.
Hey, James. He's telling where he's from.
Yeah.
He's on the
Lancashire. He's up the road, probably about 3-4 hours.
I want to go there.
Lancashire.
I want to go, James. So I'll see you later, right? Take care, James.
All right. Okay, I'll see you later, bud.
All right, see you later, mate. Did I bore him?
Wayne has left the building.
Sorry, Wayne, if I bored you too much, mate. Come back and I'll go. But yeah, you just don't know when you're going to get that paranormal. This is what kind of pees me off, though, to be honest with you, James, is that, so you've heard it yourself. This is supposed to be the most haunted location, in this country.
In the world.
Yeah. Or even, how many is there supposed to be most haunted in this country? This is the haunted pub. You're always going to get activity here. Then you see another video say, no, this is the most haunted. Then you see another video, no, this is the most haunted location. Most haunted hotel in the UK. Most haunted mansion in the UK, You could go, the thing is that you go to these locations, you pay money, and you don't get diddly squat. So how can it be most haunted when you don't get nothing?
Oh, yeah.
No, I do not believe.
Catherine.
I do not believe a location can be as most haunted any other location. There might be some place that you get a lot more activity than certain other locations because I suppose it's down to the energy, the way it was, you know, the kind of like what's that word? I'm trying to think of. It's not so much a location; it's where people say, you know, the history of the location as well, and how many deaths were, you know, involved in that location. But I see that, you know, any location, whether it be the most haunted location, is not going to be haunted 24/7, 365 days a year. It's not going to happen. So I always feel that, you know, spirits need their little bit of downtime to recover and build up the energy if they've been given activity to someone.
Yeah, they lie dormant many times until somebody comes in with enough energy to boost it back up.
It's like, you know, I don't know if you heard 30 East Drive over in the UK. That is haunted, and that is one of the worst locations, you know, one of the worst haunted locations in the 60s. And it was haunted, and everyone was getting, like, you know, paranormal activity for 2 or 3 years. Then the owners moved out, and it went dormant until a couple of years ago. And then someone bought the property, and now it's supposed to be very active again. And they're charging a fortune, like £50 per person going and doing an investigation.
Jeez.
And people have gone there and got nothing, while some people have gone there and got a few bits and pieces. I think what it is that when someone reckons or thinks they've got a haunted location, they try to make money out of it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
There are really many places you can go to which is supposed to be very haunted without having to pay for it. And even if you do pay for it, you know, like there's places where you can go on a haunted ghost hunt on certain locations and you pay like £50. Now, the thing is, I don't think it's fair when you have to like start the investigation at 9 o'clock and finish at 3 o'clock. Because 3 o'clock used to be the witching hour, and that's when the activity could, you know, kind of like give up and you get more kind of activity then. But a lot of these places, like 9 till 3, and you know, where you going to go at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's out in the middle of nowhere? There's no hotels unless you know, are lucky enough to get a mobile signal to order a taxi to take you to find a hotel and stay for the rest of the morning, you know, kind of thing. You know, a lot of these places don't offer you like bed and breakfast. You know, if it's a big mansion or something, you know, they've got big rooms in there where you can fucking stay for the rest of the night, surely. But they don't do that, but they charge you, you know, an arm and a leg to do an investigation when you might not get nothing, you know, for those 4 or 5 hours. And suddenly, you know, when you decide to close it down, that's when the activity might start off. So if it's like 9 till 6 in the morning, then yeah, you know, people wouldn't mind so much spending that kind of money, because there's possibly that there is going to be some kind of paranormal activity. But they need to somehow prove that people are getting that paranormal activity. Sometimes it's like word by mouth. Sometimes it's like, you know, oh, I've got a photo of an orb. You know, can you prove it's an orb? You know, because like, you know, dust particles look like orbs. You know, even like fabric, when it's floating through air, it kind of like glows, it kind of sparkles, and people think they're orbs when they're not. It's fabric being affected by this, you know, different light sources that's making it kind of like glow in and out, and it ain't.
Right. Efren says he's been all over Britain, ghost hunting, and the most haunted place in his opinion is 30 East Drive. He's been there 3 times and it wins hands down.
Well, you're lucky, mate, because I know people has been there and they got diddly squat. Hell House went there. I'm sure she said she went there. Never got nothing. Chris Moon. I forgot what his YouTube channel is now because I don't watch his channel anymore, but he went there. Got nothing. I know 3 or 4 other people went there. Paid money. Got nothing.
Seems like when you actually pay, that's when you get nothing.
Yeah. I think with East Drive, they kind of like a group went in there and done some like black magic kind of stuff to like try and oomph it up. the rumour was that the owners wanted it to try to get that activity back up because they weren't getting much themselves. And they thought, well, if people will complain that they ain't going to get that activity, then they're not going to get the money. So apparently, like, they bought a group in and paid them to try to do some black magic to get that activity back up. True or not, I don't know. But, you know, if there is like some kind of like dark energy in there, it's probably because like they paid for someone to, you know, manifest something dark in there. It's like what's that pub? The Rams Inn. That's supposed to be haunted as hell. I know the guy's died now, and they had to close it down because of the pandemic, but they've opened it up again. But I know people who went to the Rams Inn and got diddly squat out there. You know, even one of the person I just mentioned who went to 30 East Drive.
The ancient Ram Inn.
Yeah, they didn't get nothing down there. They said, well, we heard some bangs, but, you know, we got up and looked, and guess what it was? It's the owner, pissed out of his brain, completely drunk because he liked his alcohol. He's walking around, stumbling and knocking on the walls, and people thought it was like a spirit when it wasn't. So, like, you know, he tried to make it more kind of like haunted than it was, trying to fake shit.
That's one thing that you'll notice that we can't stand. We can't stand fakers.
No. See, this is what another thing what pees me off, right? Yeah, is that you got so many channels out there that upload paranormal evidence, and you can see it fake as crap, right? You can see it's fake, and they get hundreds of thousands of views, even millions of views. Yeah, but when you got a proper paranormal investigator or group, and they get something, you know, really interesting to show to YouTube.
It's like people don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it. They don't.
No.
They like to see fake stuff than the real stuff, because I think, you know, real stuff will probably scare people. But the thing is, you know, the fake stuff scared people. It scared more people seeing fake stuff than they would seeing, you know, real paranormal activity.
Yep.
You know, I've been watching a lot of Russian group solo investigators. There's one called Tim Sofiroff, I think his name is. Oh, he really looked like, you know, real stuff. You know, tables, you know, being tipped over, chairs flying at him, wardrobes rocking backwards and forwards like crazy. But on his, I didn't know, but in his about thing, it says this is for entertainment only. I cannot prove that this is paranormal activity. But you see chairs rocking around, you know, being picked up, levitated, thrown at him, cups and saucers being smashed, you know, being pushed. You know, is it all CGI that he's doing, or is it some real stuff as well as like CGI and fake stuff? Is it a mixture? We don't know. No, because sometimes with the technology now, you can't tell if, you know, something paranormal is for real or it's fake. But when you got photo evidence and you got, you know, pure video evidence and you upload it, people say, oh, that's fake.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to get the evidence out there, but you've got people out there screwing everything up for you. So, you know, because they're uploading fake stuff. And when you do get something that you think is real and you upload it, oh, look, he's faked it.
Oh, it's fake.
You're being called a faker.
Yep. Oh, yes.
And you know what? I've said this many times. Yeah, I reckon if someone was able to catch something amazing, like a portal opening, and you could see someone coming through and going back, the government will be knocking on your door, taking that information and telling you to keep your mouth shut. Because they'd be afraid that if there was a way to open a portal, the government's going to take that and use it. They're going to shut you up.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's like there's one time I was sitting in here. I can't remember if I was doing a YouTube video or not. Yeah, but they say that when the portal's opening, you can hear like a sonic boom. I was sitting here one day and I heard a sonic boom. I couldn't prove it was like a portal opening. It was only until I spoke about it and I said, well, that sounds like a portal opening. You know, have you closed the portal? I don't know. I just heard a sonic boom. That's what it sounded like to me. Now, how did that happen? I don't know. But if you was able to capture that and you was able to catch something come in from that portal that's opening and go back out, sometimes the government don't want to let people see that because they think it's, you know, something that will probably scare the public. But you got all these horror movies out there.
Yeah. Yeah, normally when you open up a portal, you hear a sonic boom or a real loud bang.
Yeah. I can't really do it. It's just like, you know, it's like the time I heard it, I've only heard it ever once. And it's like, you know, about 5 years ago. I'm just sitting there and went, boom. Like, you know, it's like a snare drum, but a lot louder and a lot more vibration. I thought, what the hell is that? I'm sitting back thinking, okay, it's got to be outside. I kind of like shrugged it off. I didn't even think it was paranormal until I spoke about it. And I said, that sounded like a portal opening in your house. And I thought, well, you know, I didn't see anything. You know, it's loud enough. I thought it's something outside. And a lot of people say, no, that is a portal opening. You know, you just got to wait to see what activity you get now. And I'll be honest with you, you know, the activity did kind of like go a bit more higher than it would have done in here. But then eventually it kind of like lowered down again. And I think a lot of activity when you get it is like when, you know, some people say it's like, you know, when you got mental health issues, you know, that can affect the paranormal, you know, it can accelerate it. Well, I have mental health issues. I've not had nothing to do for years. And that's why I'm trying to, you know, build up the energy to, and trying to make, you know, think of it, different things to do, try to capture that stuff again from years ago. But it's like a slow process kind of thing, you know. And I find that, you know, when you are doing stuff, you know, what energy you got, it's draining you rather quickly. Because when you do the paranormal and you are trying to communicate with the spirits, if they're communicating back with you, they've taken that energy away from you. They need that energy to communicate with you. That's why I now sometimes use like EM pumps, which I've built. You know, I've got different like kind of EM pumps I've built. I've got one which is operated by a stepper motor, so I can turn that EMF energy up all the way to the top, or have it halfway, so the EMF is start just spinning to whatever I want it to spin to. I've actually got behind me somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere. Yeah. So this is my EM pump. Turn it on. That's the motor spinning, full blast. I can turn that down.
Oh, wow.
I can turn it down to practically nothing. Now, I've had this turned on the other night, and it's half filled, well, half full. Like, put a brand new battery in, I had it halfway. It drained the battery within an hour. If I had it on full, you would have heard the vibration, and it would have like conflicted with any kind of EVPs I might have got, you know. So I only have it like halfway, so you can barely just hear the vibration. So I think sometimes the vibration can help with the pickup of the energy, you know, for the spirits. But I had that halfway, and within an hour, a brand new battery was drained. Now, I don't buy, you know, the big, you know, Duracell ones because they cost like £5 each. I'll get these ones from Amazon, the GP Extra. But these should last, you know, good 5-6 hours. But within the hour, it's completely drained.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
I've also got on this one temperature. Let me press that. You've got time.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
one I
Oh,
built
nice.
myself. I did have a couple of other ones which had like analog meters, but I gave them away to a couple of people. One bought one, and one I gave away free. So if you know Living Dead Paranormal, some of the equipment they've got, like the ghost box, power sensors, they've got a EM pump like this. They've got a device that I built like a multi-box, which was like several devices built into one box, so they wouldn't have to carry 5, 6 in like one hand. Because when you're going out on investigation, you want to use a certain amount of equipment, don't you? And you're trying to hold like 5 or 6 pieces of equipment in one pair of hands, and like you're dropping it all the time. So I come up with an idea of making a multi-box, so you can actually have like 4 or 5 items built into one box. And Living Dead's got one. Delorious Live's got one. I've got one. So like, it's good if you know how to build your own stuff as well, because it's cheaper. Get all the components cheap from China.
Oh yeah, it's a lot cheaper.
Right. This is one of my boxes. This is just like a ghost box I built. Called it crystal box. I've stuck a crystal on there. It's got a ghost box on it. It's got squelch. You can turn the static on and off. Plus, it's got its own like little REM pod built into it. So that's one of them. But I have got another box somewhere, but I can't remember what I've done with it. No, I don't think it's like worth going out and buying very expensive equipment when you can either probably like buy it cheaper second hand when it's available, or if you've got the money you want to spend out, like £350 for a little thermal camera, thermal imager.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it's like ridiculous. People, the way people charge other people for equipment nowadays.
Asher, what was the most frightening place you've ever investigated? What place scared you the most?
Well, I know he's never really around much, but it was my mate's Pete. I was looking for somewhere, someone to do investigations with, and I put a little video out saying, I'm a ghost hunter, do it myself. I would like to meet up and do stuff with someone else or with a group if possible. And Pete saw my video, and he lives down there, sick up in Kent. And he goes, I've got a haunted house, if you want to come down and investigate it, you can do that. And sometimes we go out and do some locations as well. So I said, you're all right then. Well, the first day I went down there, he picked me up at his local train station, and I planned to stay there overnight. And got in there, and I felt the energy was like, really, high. I could feel negativity in there. And we've done some ghost boxing, we've done videos and stuff like that, and things were being banged, and like the bird cage was being banged around, and the parrot he had was going crazy. All activity. No, after we closed it down, I was to stay in the living room, part of the most active part of the house, and sleep on the couch. So I'm one of those people who find it hard to get sleep unless I put a blanket over my head. Then sometimes I feel I can sleep a bit quicker that way. So I'm laying on the settee, put the blanket over me. I'm laying there, tossing and turning for about half an hour. And I was just about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, something came flying off the shelf and hit me on the legs. I heard it, like land and clatter. So I'm kind of like shouting out to Pete. I'm going, Pete, come down quick. I said, something just got thrown at me. He goes, how do you know? I said, I fucking felt it, mate. I felt it, I heard it. So he goes, well, hang on, let's turn the light on. So he turns the light on, and it's his prize Elvis Presley tin, which he loves and adores. And he goes, bloody spirit fucking threw my tin down. So he picks that up and he puts it back up. He goes, don't worry. I said, oh, I'm getting a bit worried about this. But he goes, no, don't worry. I don't think anything will also happen. Just lay there and go to sleep. So he goes, if anything else does happen, just call me. I'm upstairs. So I said, all right. So I'm laying there, and it must have been about 20 minutes later. I'm just about going to put the blanket over my head, and not just the tin can came flying down, but several other things came flying off the shelf at me. And I'm shouting out, Pete, get down here now, quick, get down here. And then he comes running down. I said, something's going on here. You got a poltergeist stuff going on here. He goes, how do you know? I said, look, all this stuff on the floor. He turns the light on, and there's he's always Presley tin, which he's still complaining about, that if he gets damaged, he's going to be pissed. And several other items lying on the floor. I said, you've got to caught this on your camera, because he had CCTV in his house, like I've got. So I have CCTVs in my house. And he goes, oh, we'll have to review it. I said, Pete, just ring. I ain't staying here. It's too active. I said, I don't like it. I said, either you get me, drive me home, or ring me a taxi. If I had to pay like 50 quid to get home, I'd pay 50 quid. He goes, no. He goes, look, if you're too scared to stay down here, go up to my son's room and sleep on the floor. Now, he's got a son who's like 18. So I said, well, I'd rather go up there and sleep up there. I'm not staying down here. So the next morning, coming down, he goes, you kind of like settled down. I said, yeah. I said, it was bloody scary last night, mate, I'll tell you. He goes, well, I wonder if we caught it. I said, well, yeah, that's the point. I hope you have caught it on your camera. She had a camera facing down in the living room where it would have caught any kind of activity, especially poltergeist activity. So he goes, yeah, I'll have a look on the cameras. So I've gone home. He gave me a lift down to the train station. I came home. It takes me about 2 hours from his place to my house on public transport. Well, that night he sent me the files of it. He goes, Steve, you ain't going to believe this. I've caught it. I said, really? He goes, yeah, I caught it. I send it over to me, email it, show it on camera so I can video it. Well, you can see, both times that things were being chucked at me. And where we had done EVPs that night, we kept getting the name Edna and Arthur. So he invited me back down now to do a house cleansing. Now, I'd already done like 1 or 2 myself here and at a friend's house as well. So I knew how to do a little bit of house cleansing. So I said, well, if I'm staying, I'm not staying in that fucking living room again. He goes, no, you can stay at Pete's, in his room, sleep on the floor like you did last time. I said, you're right then. So I went back down now, and I believe I did a crossing. And, we kept getting the name Edna and Arthur. And I believe they were a married couple that may have lived either in that house before Pete did, or lived in the area and was haunting that particular house. So I done like a crossing, I done prayers, and I sent them over to white light. And I believe I sent over Edna, but Arthur didn't go over because he was a bit too afraid. Because we still kept getting Arthur coming through the ghost box. So after that night, we'd done our little investigation again. I came home, and Pete's going, no, Arthur's still here. I can hear him, he's getting really grumpy, activity's picking up again. You need to come back over and do another crossing. So I ended up going up over there again and doing another crossing. Yeah. And I told Arthur, I said to Arthur, look, don't be afraid, you need to be with Edna. Just cross over to the light. If you've done anything wrong, repent your sins, you're going to be forgiven. You're going to go into the light, you're going to be with Edna and your relatives, friends, loved ones, and etc., etc. And after I'd done that prayer, the whole house felt a lot more comforting, a lot more lighter, and we didn't get anything else on the ghost box or EVP that night. So, I believe I crossed them both over, but when I came back here, and I was doing my own sessions, all I kept getting on the ghost box was Edna and Arthur's name coming through and saying thank you, crossing, bless you and stuff like that. And I think Pete got a bit angry and a bit annoyed because I don't think they followed me over from his house, but I was getting a lot more communication on the ghost box in my own home than he was actually getting. Now, he said that his dad was brought up doing the paranormal the old way, through pendulums and tarot cards and spells and stuff like that. And his dad's house is haunted. Now, I think what's happening is that Pete is doing his own stuff and conjuring up, different types of energy, and he doesn't know how to get rid of it. So I had to keep going over there and doing house cleansings for him, because he was like, probably opening a portal for the spirit to come through, being aggressive and provocative to them, and they don't like that, and they're giving him, crap, poltergeist activity, things being knocked around, and being scratched and punched and stuff like that. I'm saying, well, what do you expect? You're going to keep doing it. You're very provocative. I'm not. So, he did calm down a little bit. And we went out to a couple of locations. I don't know if Hatham Paranormal was there. Still, we did a so-called most haunted location down in Kent called Puckley Village, Screaming Woods. Well, the only things we heard down in the Screaming Woods, we did hear screams, yeah, but they were humanoid screams of living girls running around in the woodlands being chased by the drunk boyfriends. But I'm not saying it isn't haunted, because I got a video clip of where I was panning the camera around slowly, and as I was bringing it back, in the distance you can see a small image which looked like a childlike figure wearing a hooded cloak. And what it comes out of it comes from behind one tree, crosses to another tree, goes behind that tree and disappears. So I think certain parts of Screaming Woods is haunted. Now there is I think it's called, what's their bloody YouTube channel now? Hang a minute. There's a channel that done Screaming Woods just recently, and they kind of got a little bit freaked out because they felt like they'd been followed and watched, but they didn't really get much paranormal activity.
Thank you, Sonny.
I think it's Free Souls Paranormal or something like that. Well, they just done one down there lately, and they didn't really get much down here. They've done the woods, they've done the cemetery, and I think they was going to do the railway station. Now, there is quite a lot of stories about Puckley Village. There's supposed to be one which, me and my nephew was thinking about going to do one year, but, because he ain't doing paranormal anymore, because he died twice and scared him. Story saying that at a certain night during the year, when you got a full moon, you can hear a horse gallop through the village, and it's supposed to be the spirit of a headless horseman. And it's only ever recorded twice, but they won't give out the time and the date of the year. So if that's true or not, I don't know. Screaming Woods, yeah, I'm not saying it's completely haunted, but I caught an apparition. I believe it's an apparition of a little girl, possibly a female, walking from one tree to another tree and disappears. I've got that on my YouTube. Just check on Puckley Village, I think is under. But that's the second time we went down there. The first time we couldn't even fucking find the woods. We got lost. We ended up going across these fields and ended up near the railway track. We had to turn back. I kind of walked a bit quicker because I wanted to do an EVP without, being interrupted by Pete and his family. So I had my audio recorder out, and I was making sure they weren't behind me, so they wouldn't, kind of like contaminate my EVP. And I did say, like, on the recorder, I said, look, if there's any spirits out there, can you tell me where we are? Because we're lost. I don't know where we are. And I left it recording for a few seconds. Then on playback, I heard a voice come over going like, Parkley. I thought, what the fuck? And I played it repeat with both shots because we was in Puckley, but we went out Screaming Woods. We was in some farmland, which we thought, like, we had to cross over to get into the woodlands, and it wasn't. So we didn't do anything in the village. We had to go back to the village to find where the woods were, but we decided to do that another time, which was the time when I caught that apparition of the female with a hooded like cloak on. But there are rumours that there's supposed to be an old kind of like factory. The roof is gone, but you still got the outside shell of this factory. And if you can find it, you go in there, and people are supposed to have had activity in there, like shadow figures moving around and EVPs and flashes of light and bangs and stuff like that. There's supposed to be some farms around there that are supposed to have had paranormal activity, but you can't get into them because the owners still live there and they don't want no more activity occurring. They don't want it like kind of getting worse. The railway station is supposed to be haunted at Puckley. People are seeing like apparitions of people standing, waiting for a train that never turns up, and that's at midnight. And then you've got the cemetery there, which people have had apparitions appear, and EVPs and orbs. But a lot of this is just hearsay. You don't really see a lot of evidence of it. There was another one where people said that there used to be a witching group that used to go there, like a pagan.
Yeah.
They used to like do spells and stuff years and years ago. And sometimes you can hear the semblance of the sounds of the witches casting spells, but it's in a part of the woods somewhere, but no one knows exactly where it is. But that's just hearsay information, unless you got proof that it existed. And I don't know how far those woods go back because we was just more near the main entrance when I caught that apparition. But apparently it does go quite back, far back. It's supposed to be a big woodlands, and they say that if you don't know where you're going, you can get lost, and you can spend days trying to get back out. Sure or not, I don't know. There's an abandoned hotel near me in Bolton. Well, good luck to you, mate.
Every time.
I can't get up to, but I can't get anywhere, because of travel costs. That I've actually had people say, come down and I'll take you to locations. Like Dave Dimlow, he's offered me to go up to where he lives and he takes me to this Pacific asylum. But he keeps saying he's going to lock me in one of the cells and not let me out and just listen to me scream. He said, don't worry, I'll feed you first so you don't starve. But we're going to listen to you scream. We're going to put you in one of the padded cells where there's a crazed spirit that screams constantly or something. So he knows a few locations, but then there's another one lives down at where was it now? Cornwall Paranormal. He'd invited me down to do some locations, but can't get down because I don't drive. And travel costs would just be, too expensive. So I have to do stuff up here, and there ain't nothing around here, And who says you got to go to, like a haunted location, like a pub, a club, a hotel, or a derelict building? How many people have died throughout the centuries millions and millions of people. You know, Jordan's Wood, where I call 3 apparitions in 2 visits, right? Check that out, Jordan's Wood. It's in Bexley in Kent, yeah? We went down the first time, did some videos, me and my 2 nephews. Came home, like, load of videos, and I didn't bother reviewing them. A couple of months later, I kept getting, like, a voice in my head saying, check the video, check the video, check the video. Well, I checked it, and in that video, we could see an apparition of a monk, resembles a monk, and then a bit later, on the same video, there's like a little stocky kind of hunchback person that we caught as well. And then I decided to go back down there again with my nephews. We went back to the same location, and a little bit further up, but on the other side, we caught an apparition of a tubby guy. Now, I uploaded that, both of them, to YouTube and Facebook. I shared it on Facebook. And a friend of mine, Dave, who died about 30 odd years ago, his son contacted me on Facebook. He goes, you know what, you caught an apparition of David, because that's where we buried him. That's where he scattered his ashes, in that woodlands. And that's the exact location where he scattered his ashes. I said, but it's pitch black. He goes, Steve, I know where it was. He goes, you caught the apparition of my dad, your mate David. So if that's so, you know, I'm not going to call him a liar. You know, we did catch something. But, you know, that's just something that I thought about doing. You know, I didn't think we was going to catch anything there at all, but we did. You know, you could go anywhere, woodlands, you can go to fields, you can go to anywhere, you know, outside where you got no building around you, and you're going to get something. You're going to get an EVP or something at least. No, you ain't got to be in a haunted location constantly. You ain't got to go to that pub down the road because it's supposed to be haunted. You know, you don't have to go and do that residential 6 times because, like, you know, it's got activity in it constantly. You ain't got to go to that castle, that hotel or whatever. Go to a local park. Go to a local woodland. You're going to get something there, whether it be an EVP or an apparition, or just feel, you know, you sometimes feel that there's something there. So I'm talking too much, aren't I?
No, you're fine. This is Talking
Well,
Pirate Supernatural. Cheers up. Hey, Talking Pirate Supernatural.
Hello.
Welcome.
Talking Pirate. Let's I'm going to quickly grab some of these YouTube channels and check their channels out and subscribe to them.
Yeah. Sunny Stormy, she does a lot of short videos.
Half Panel's got 173 videos.
Let's see what I can do about getting Pirate Token Supernatural mod, and we'll let him drop his link and we'll check him out.
Talking Pirate, do these ones as well. So you know, I've not done a lot of paranormal because, like, you know, mental health issues, and I had a lot of people coming on and causing me, you know, hassle on YouTube and bullying me and stuff like that. But now they left me alone because I've actually had one arrested, and he's, you know, going to be appearing in court soon. People had left me alone, and I started getting back into doing the paranormal. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm going to get everything that I used to do. When I first started doing it here in this flat, 2014, 2015, 2016, had loads of stuff happening in here. Crazy amount of stuff. But over the last couple of years, I kind of like walked away from the paranormal. You know, I kind of like slapped him in the face, saying, you know, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I can't be arsed. I don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. I don't have the willpower. I don't have the love for it anymore. But I thought, you know, not long ago, I thought to myself, you know, that's wrong. You know, you've had all these spirits come to you and communicate with you, and they want to be there to communicate with you, and you kind of ignoring them. And now you want to do it. I can understand that they don't want to talk to you, because a lot of them probably just moved on, thinking, hey, they don't want us anymore. So, what's the point of staying here? But, I do feel that because I'm on a landline and I've got at least 10 cemeteries in a radius of 5 miles from me in like a circle. Now, I do feel like, I could be probably a magnet if I start going back to the cemeteries. And, it's all right, people saying, well, you go to a cemetery, be careful,
Okay, I spelled it wrong. That's why.
People might turn around and say, like, oh, be careful going to a cemetery because it might follow you back. You need to do all your protection prayers and all that kind of stuff, which I do anyway. But, you can't stop a spirit following you. If they feel that they want to contact you and, trying to pass on a message, they're going to be there. They're going to follow you on whatever you do. You could stand there and doing like, the Lord's Prayer a dozen times. I feel like, the positive ones ain't affected by the Lord's Prayer. Or
You've
any
ever
kind
had a cleansing something to think about attachment? Can be a real bitch.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. No, I don't like doing cleansing prayers here. So, I don't mind the spirits being here. My living room, I've classed as like a spiritual communication.
You can drop your link token.
If they want to be there, they can be there.
Oh.
If they don't want to be here, they don't have to be here. I've done some cleansings here before because I have felt like some form of like negativity. But when you are doing a cleansing, you're just getting rid of the negative energies. You're not getting rid of the positive ones. The positive ones only go if they wish to go. When you're doing a cleansing prayer and you're doing all the prayers under the sun to get rid of the negative ones, the negative spirits don't like it and they will move on. Sometimes I find that you might get rid of a negative one, like an evil spirit, but they sometimes don't actually move over to the other side. They kind of like go dormant. They find that little nook, a little cranny in the wall somewhere, and somehow squeeze into it and go dormant for a few days or a few weeks or a few months. And when they've built up the energy, they can come back and kick your ass again. I think the only proper way of getting rid of the negative energy is through like a priest coming over and doing a proper house cleansing, doing house blessing, because they know the right, ways of doing it. When you're doing it yourself, that can be a bit, dangerous because, like, you're not really classed as a priest. You're not a vicar, not anyone who works in the clergy. You don't have the right power. And if you kind of like screw it up, you're going to make it worse for yourself. But I've done it, I've watched a lot of TV, like we all do. We all learn from TV and YouTube and stuff like that. First time I ever had any kind of negativity, I had someone do it for me. And he said, you can do it yourself. And I learnt doing it. And I have actually moved on a lot of spirits, not just here, but on other people's like residential places. So you can do it yourself, but you've got to be careful doing it because you screw up and you're trying to get rid of a negative one, you can really piss it off and it's going to like come back at you tenfold. People say to me, how often do you do a cleansing? If your house is haunted or active, you should be cleansing it all the time. No, I don't. So I don't mind spirits being here. If they want to come and communicate with me and help us to gather that evidence and prove that the spirit life is real, then great, they can stay as long as they like. It's the negative ones, like although people still want, to confront and communicate with the negative spirits, you still got to be careful letting them be there, because they can get so strong and they can possess you and take life over and
Oh yeah.
do all weird shit to you. No, I'm always wanting to try to get that stuff like I had at Pete's, that poltergeist activity, but I don't want it like crazy poltergeist, where things are being smashed all over the place and like doors being ripped off, kind of thing, which, would be amazing to capture. But, for me, just like minor stuff like a cup being moved or a door opening or, a cupboard door opening, shutting on its own. That's the kind of stuff I'm happy with. I don't want things like, being thrown at you and, thing going smashing on the floor. Although that'd be great evidence, but, as I said earlier, you can get all this evidence, upload it, and people say, oh, that's fake. He done it himself with CGI. Have you heard any paranormal kind of stuff like, poltergeist stuff yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I never really had, I don't know, investigation, never had any type of real poltergeist type stuff happen. Unfortunately. I've heard bangs, I've caught orbs.
Would you welcome a poltergeist activity, or would you kind of like be afraid of it?
I would welcome it.
Would
I don't
you
think I would
welcome
be afraid of it.
What, any of it's aggressive and like it's
What
like
was that?
smashing things?
It all depends on how aggressive that it is. If it was like really aggressive, I would have to walk away from it. I mean, I wouldn't get like too overly scared of it. Just walk away from it.
Do you think like showing fear? Because like we all say that spirits thrive on fear. Do you think that's right? Do you think fear actually feeds them more energy?
Yes, I think it does.
So I'm one of those people who can't show that
fear does.
No, they need to scare me to give that fear, and if they're not doing nothing, then they're not giving me that fear to give them.
Right.
Now all I get in here
I'm the same way. I don't show.
No, all I'm
I
getting
don't
in
show
here.
fear that much either.
Yeah, all I'm getting in here now is like EVPs and maybe odd orbs and the feeling that there are spirits around, and maybe some stuff on like the ghost boxes. Yeah. But I don't feel that there's as much energy in here than there used to be. And I'm keep saying, look, if you're not communicating with me, then I know the reason why, and that's because I'm not giving you that fear. Now, if you want that fear to communicate, you need to do something. You need to scare me. You need to do something for me to, be fearful, so you can feed off that fear. But just don't make it, too aggressive and too scary. I don't want to see like I've seen like I've got a mirror here which was given to me, and not long ago I was doing a stream, and I turned around to get something, and I swear on it, even some people thought that they saw it themselves. I saw in my mirror behind me, which is this one here. It's a three-way mirror which a friend sent me down. Oh, where was it? That one. Because that's my little altar table there. I was sitting here one day doing a stream, and I turned around to do something, and as I kind of got up, I looked, and it's only for about a split second or so, I saw a face, and it looked like it's either covered in boils or it had been in the fire. And all his face was like kind of bubbled up, scared the shit out of me. And I had to I didn't get rid of the mirror. I just like covered it up and put it in the bedroom for 3 or 4 months. And I brought it back out, and I've done like a quick blessing on it. Never seen it then. So I think it's just like, again, it's trying to get that energy, that they want to like. I don't think it's like something that was supposed to be, evil and like to attack you or anything. It's just like sometimes I think that spirits don't realize when they try to
Many
manifest.
times,
Sorry.
well, many times they might move something or do something just to get your attention.
Yeah. So
Not
I don't
really
think.
to be evil.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to be evil or aggressive. I think that sometimes spirits don't realise they show themselves in the way they died. Like if someone was shot in the head, sometimes they manifest and you see half their brain scattered, like missing, or you see like their throat been slit, or, a gunshot wound to the stomach. They're showing you how they died. And I don't think they mean to do that. I think that's because it's the last thing that happened to them. And they're just trying to show you the way they did die, although they don't mean to do that. And by doing that, they are giving you that real bad fear, that energy that they want to carry on trying to communicate with you. So, when I do any kind of paranormal, when I say, because I do spirit drawing as well, I do see spirit people in my head sometimes, and I have drawn quite a few spirit people. I don't ask for their story, I just ask for their name, their age, and I try to draw them. I don't know where my stuff is now. I'll put it away somewhere. And people keep saying, "Oh, get it out and start doing spirit drawing." I will do it sometime, but when I'm not sure, I've got to dig the stuff out and find it first. House is like so crammed up with stuff. I'm trying to sort everything out. But I don't think they mean to do it. I think what they're trying to do is like they're trying to tell you how they died, but they show you how they died. And when I try to communicate with them, I say, look, if you're going to show yourself, don't show yourself as when you died, like if you had a gunshot wound or you had your throat slit or something. I don't want to see something gross and horrible. Show yourself before you died. How you looked. Show me something like when you was alive and happy. That's how I want to see you. I don't want to see you like with your head ripped open, because that can be very scary.
Yeah.
And that would probably stop me from doing anything paranormal. And he probably would do. But spirits don't realise how much it can affect one person. Just think who are more vulnerable to the spirits. Well, we all know children are more vulnerable because of the age, the innocence. So just think of how many things that they see. When they start, telling the parents, they think, oh, they're making it up. There's so much that we're still learning, about the paranormal. What is a shadow person? I feel that sometimes a shadow person is not as negative and aggressive as people say they are. I think it's just like.
No, I agree. I have to agree.
I think it's where they just
with
manifested.
that, because I've ran into shadow.
I think it's where they manifested, and it's like an orb. The first part of the manifestation is an orb. A second could possibly be the shadow figure. The third is like a full apparition of seeing the person as they were when they was alive. And what they're trying to do is that, you might see a shadow person like dart across the room. They're doing it because they've manifested and they're trying to get across the other side of the room without you seeing. But you see them because of the corner of your eye kind of thing. If a shadow person was going to be aggressive, he's going to be standing there,
Do it.
He'll do what he's going to do. But when you get the shadow people kind of darting across the room, they're trying to get across the room without being seen. And it can be scary. Yeah, I've seen shadows. I used to have dreams of waking up and I see this great big black ball, right? Complete black ball, and suddenly just exploding to a million spiders. That was kind of scary myself, but I've seen shadow movements. Down in my where my living door is, I keep seeing a little black shadow. It comes out from a little cupboard and runs in the hallway, used to see it loads and loads of times, every time, every night, sometimes twice a night. Yeah, it wasn't aggressive, it wasn't evil. I think it must have been like some form of creature, like a dwarf or a gnome or something like that. What people think they can be, also, like a mystical creature, which some people believe and some people don't believe. It's like in Russia, they call a spirit a brownie, and a brownie is supposed to be a mystical creature. Right? It's not human. It's not like a proper human. It's more like a gnome or a dwarf kind of creature. And they do a lot of paranormal activity. They do like a lot of poltergeist stuff, yeah. But it's not aggressive. It's like, they might move a chair or they move a cup or drop a cup. But they don't aim it here. They just move something to let you know that they're there. Now there's a Russian guy who goes to location, one particular location. He found out about this brownie, and apparently the brownie likes candies and milk. So on his
skinwalkers are the scariest for making animals noises.
on this second trip he went to, he took a load of candy, and he took some milk and bread, and he left candy everywhere. And he was communicating with this brownie, this spirit, constant through like the ghost box he was using. For his cameras, he was getting all this evidence on his cameras, on video. And he said, "I'll come back another time, and bring in some more candy." On a third time, he went in there. He said, "Hang on, there's something wrong here. I don't feel that the brownie's here anymore." Because on the second time, he found that there was like a little child's doll cot up there, and he asked if the brownie was staying up there, and he was getting a response on the ghost box saying, "Yeah, I live up there." Now, on the third visit, he went to take more candies around there, but he felt like something was wrong, that the brownie wasn't there anymore. And he looked up in the attic, and that little cot wasn't there anymore. He feels like the brownie's moved on or got kicked out somehow from another paranormal investigator, or the house was done, some kind of cleansing. So I think like some of the paranormal stuff isn't like, especially the poltergeist stuff isn't always human. It's like, could be like a mystical creature, like a gnome or a dwarf, or some people might say it's like a fairy or something like that. How true it is, I don't know, but if they can say like a yeti in the Venerable Snowman is paranormal, what else can be paranormal? Some people say it's like an unseen force, an alien cloaked, that's making all this noise. You don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Hat Man's supposed to be a negative one, a shadow person.
Yeah.
But you get like different type of hat men. You have one with like the bold hat. You have one with the big kind of pointed hat. You have ones with the ones which are similar to like the Undertaker he wears. I think they're all the same kind of thing. They just manifest themselves slightly different. And the ones which are more evil and demonic are the ones which appear, and they have like the red eyes. Skinwalkers. I'm not too sure about skinwalkers actually. There's so much in the paranormal. I do believe in certain things, but I don't believe in other stuff.
Nice.
God bloody hell, that's creepy. Nothing. Full-blown manifestation of the Shadow Man.
Oh wow.
I think the Russians get it wrong as well, because sometimes, when you hear a fox scream over there, they think it's the sound of a woman screaming, when you can clearly hear and tell it's a bloody fox. Maybe it is a spirit, manipulating itself as a fox. Black-eyed children. To me, I've not seen one.
Black-eyed children.
I'm not saying they don't exist, but it'd take a lot for me to believe it. Now, if I saw one, then I believe it. But until I've seen one, I don't really believe it. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I would like to see one to believe in it. No, it's like demons. This another thing I don't understand about the paranormal. Everything is like the knock, the bang, something move in a house is a demon. No one can prove it's a demon. It's spiritual. It's something that's moving. Something. Yeah, it's possibly a negative energy, but why would a demon want to come and mess around in your kitchen? What's his purpose?
Good point.
What is his purpose? I can understand, people being possessed. There are people who've been possessed by demons. What I think it's because of religious situation. And I'm not getting into religion. Although I'm a Christian, I'm not going to get into religion. But they say sometimes it's down to like specific religious things, like the Jewish people. They capture evil spirits and put them in divot boxes, and those spirits are demons. And I've got some divot boxes, and I've opened them, and I've got diddly squat from them, because there were people. I've made one just for the sake of making one. I put some trinkets in which I thought was haunted, left them for like 6 months, opened it up thinking that I might get stronger activity. Nothing. People will make these and make it look like it's something evil and demonic, and it's just something that they make just to make a fast buck in the paranormal, which I think's wrong. But why would a demon want to come and mess in your kitchen? What is his purpose? No, unless you made the pact with the devil or something, and you've not kept your promise to the devil, then maybe he would probably
you're right.
a demon after your ass, But a negative spirit, a pissed off spirit, yeah, but a demon, why? I think a demon's got more better things to do than come and muck around, throwing a glass and smashing your door. You'd rather leave that to some pissed off spirit, who's had nothing but bad luck and hating his past lifetime. Demons go back, thousands of years, but how many real paranormal evidence have you seen where someone has captured real life activity with a demon? Now, where's the proof? With the technology now, you can easily create a CGI of a demon coming out of a cupboard. And fake it and get 10 million views. But with a real, demon coming to your house and giving you shit, it's probably like a 1 in a million shot. I'm not saying it don't happen, but it's more 1 in a million, more than that, probably 1 in 100 million. Then you're going to have a demon pissing with you. No, a lot of these are like fairy tales, like myths, like the Slender Man. That was a myth. That was made up. Look now, people reckon that they've seen the Slender Man in the woods and they saw him take a child away. It's just, you know, what it is. It's a story being passed around. It's like, let me make an example, right? For instance, you go and tell your neighbour that you've got a spirit in your house, and you know you think you've seen him, and you sometimes hear the odd knock, the odd creak. So then your neighbour goes and tells another neighbour and say, "Oh, well, did you know she had like a spirit in her house, and like, you know, it's banging and slamming doors,
Careful,
and,
yeah.
throwing things around." They're just making the story, you know,
Vampires don't exist.
they're just making the story more kind of like frightening for you. And
Oh,
vampires don't exist. No, they don't. Nor do werewolves. It's just the horror films that they put out. Zombies. Well, they reckon there was real zombies in Africa at one time. They even had a story out where people actually did die. The doctors came round, examined them, said, yeah, they were dead. They buried them. People have gone to their graves a couple of days later to show their respects, and suddenly they hear banging from the coffin within. They've had to like dig them back up, and it's just that where their heart practically stopped, but it didn't stop, and it's given them false readings on the apparatus, and the doctors thought they were dead when they weren't dead, so they called them zombies. Voodoo zombies, I don't know about voodoo zombies. I think voodoo's real, because that's a form of witchcraft.
yeah, voodoo is real, I think. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a form of witchcraft, paganism, and stuff like that, like wizardry. How many stories do you get told about a wizard? You don't really, do you? It's more witchcraft and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo.
No, even with
Won't mess with
voodoo,
voodoo. Neither will I.
you don't get much on that. You know, you might hear the odd story where someone put a voodoo spell on you because like you done bad or you upset a family member or you stole from the family. I think there are different types of voodoo, you know, where they can seriously make you ill, or it can kill you, or you can conjure up an evil spirit and, you know, haunt you for your rest of life or whatever. I never do voodoo. I've got a doll which is supposed to be voodoo, but it's not. It's one of those fertility dolls, I found out. So it wasn't like cast a proper voodoo doll. It's a fertility doll. Got that all outside in the living room next to my dad's ashes. Right, James, well, thank you for letting me on. Sorry I've been chatting too much. I do appreciate you letting me on, though. Anytime I'm streaming, you want to
Not
come
a problem. I got to be cut.
on? Yeah.
Anybody want to? I'll throw that down. Anybody else would like to come up?
So it's like gone midnight here. I've got a couple of videos I need to sort out and upload tomorrow.
It's about 7:10. About 7:10 here, p.m.
You're in the States, though, aren't you, America?
Anytime you guys want to stop by, feel free. I should be on. I'll be on tomorrow too. Same time, 5 p.m.
Well, I might be around because tomorrow I'm not going to do anything paranormal. I'm not going to do any ghost boxing or anything. I told them I'm just going to have a night off because sometimes I just stream me CCTV cameras, me Wi-Fi cameras in three rooms, And if anything occurs, it occurs. You know, if the viewers see anything, they just let me know. But not a lot's been happening here lately, so. You know, I've been spending that money on bloody radios and other equipment, trying to like puck up the paranormal, but nothing's really happening at the moment. But it's time, you know.
I think so too, Hafford.
We just got to keep trying, I suppose.
Yeah. That's all we can do is keep trying and just keep going.
Yeah. Well, thanks anyway. If you see me
Yeah, I
stream
think I'm
next
gonna.
time, you want to come on, let us know and I'll give you the link. And that's with Wayne as well.
I sure will.
All right, mate. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Have
I'm
a
gonna
good
kick
weekend.
off anyway.
Have a good weekend,
You
everyone.
too.
Catch you later. Bye.
All right. Thank you for stopping by. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna kick off about 2 hours, 30 minutes. And I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same station. I'm getting tired. I've been going since about 4:30 this morning, nonstop. So tomorrow I'll probably well, let's see what happens tomorrow. Take it one day at a time. All right, guys. Much love. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Night token. Nice of you to stop by. Sunny Stormy. Nice of you to see you back here again. It's been a while. Haffern. Every day. Thanks for stopping by. Wayne, thank you so much if you're still out there listening. Steve, nice of you to have you come up on the panel. Arsh, I'll share out your new video tomorrow. I think I was going to do it tonight. Murad, thank you so much for stopping by. It's too bad you didn't get a chance to stop back. I was hoping to have more people up here too, but they didn't get back to me on that. I think all I'll do tonight, the rest of the night, is watch a movie and lay down and go to sleep. I was going to do a spirit box, but I have to charge up everything, my speaker and my phone. So same time, same station.